Young Americans think that a 75% lie rate is normal in a president. They think that having a cult leader as a president is normal. Well, that's terrifying. But I thought about it, and that's probably very true because I grew up thinking that Ronald Reagan was some sort of like superhero president because of the way my parents revered him. To listen to my parents talk, you would think that Reagan single-handedly freed every hostage in the world. He created the space shuttles, and he single-handedly tore down the Berlin Wall. Oh, and he was practically immortal because he survived an assassination attempt. So I cannot imagine what it is like growing up today with parents who are super MAGA. That has to be just awful. Can you imagine what it's going to be like for these people who actually deconstruct from that in their future? And to make that thought even scarier, what if they don't ever deconstruct from it and they think that every Republican president is somehow a cult leader and every Democrat is somehow evil? I mean, the present feels like idiocracy right now. So could you imagine if they just continued on that path without having someone come to save them? What would that world look like if the people just continued to de-evolve? I mean, language would just basically turn into grunts again. Hopefully that would mean that another dominant species would start to step up. I mean, it might be Planet of the Apes for real. But who knows, maybe we can turn this around. I hope that at least before I get to retirement age and I need all the services. But it does seem like we are on the precipice of the fall of the American empire. Because it really seems that every empire that has ever existed had a rise of anti-intellectualism right before its fall. And that's where we are right now. And I feel like this can largely be traced back to Reagan. Reagan was the first president to really push that us versus them attitude in society. He really liked pushing the ideas that liberals were un-American and demonizing people who were on welfare. And he really liked pushing the idea that government is the problem, not the solution. He used to come up with gems like this.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Motherfucker, weren't you the head of the government at that time? But that sort of attitude is what gave rise to the mentality of you can't trust any politician ever. Both sides are pushing for a new world order. We need to drain the swamp because it's giving rise to the deep state. Next thing we know, conspiracy theories are all the rage in America. That's why they killed Kennedy. Who is they? You know, them. The people who work behind the scenes. The people who are tracking us at all times. They want to control us through 5G and microchips and vaccines. And I think the billionaire class really loves these conspiracy theories because if we're focused on bullshit like that, we're not focused on them. Which is another thing that young people are growing up thinking is normal, is having a lot of billionaires that are ruling over us. And if that becomes the norm, it's pretty much game over for us. Welcome back to feudalism, everybody. It's fun going down horrible rabbit holes sometimes, huh? Thank you all for sitting with me as I sat here and just spiraled.